Hello, my name is Dr. Mrs. Izuwah Doris from Our Lady of Guadalupe Health Foundation and Autism Center. Because we're in the month of April and that is Autism Month, I'll be talking about the use of assistive devices in transitioning strategies or program for our special needs children. Now, what are these assistive devices? They are those technologies that assist our children to increase their overall work capacity, to accomplish specific tasks, and also make use of everything in their environment. Example, we have the mobility aids such as the wheelchairs, the walkers, the scooters, the bicycles, the prosthetic devices, the orthotic devices. If a child is not able to walk and is wheelchair bound, that doesn't mean the child shouldn't go to school. For schools that are friendly with special needs, they can have ramps where we can push the children and help them to enter their classrooms and access shopping malls. That is not the end of life. With those mobile aids, with those mobility aids such as the wheelchairs, the child can participate fully in class, can even do special needs Olympics. All right, I've seen people that are in wheelchair and they are doing basketball, doing handballs. They can do a whole lot of things. I don't want them to remain at home because they're not able to use any part of their limbs. They're not able to walk. What about things as simple as bicycles, tricycles? Somebody can use it as a form of occupational therapy, use it as a form of energy to expand their energies, especially early mornings or even before they go to sleep. That helps to calm our hyperactive ones down. We've also heard, I know of a parent whose child cycles for a long time on weekends, and usually in the evening it's easier for the child to sleep. So anything that can help your child make use of their muscles because they're not able to do so without those devices, please go for it if you can afford it. What about hearing aids? Some of the kids, I know children with autism, when you call them, sometimes they ignore you. It appears as if they're not hearing. You can go for hearing tests. And sometimes, or most times, it's shown that our children hear. It's just because of social issues, they're not able to respond immediately. For those that are not able to hear or have hearing issues, please give them a hearing aid. With hearing, need to hear for you to form your words. You need to hear for you to speak most times. So it's good for those that are not hearing to use their hearing aid so they can listen to the sounds. They can listen to the words. They can hear you make those sentences. They can listen to their teachers teach them. Some of them are so intelligent, but they're not hearing you. So without the hearing aids, they're not able to perform to their capacity. Then what about those that are blind? Of course, yes, you can have autism and still be blind at the same time because they're human beings and they still have the same exposure just like every other person. Nothing stops a child with autism now to use the braille. So you can teach them how to read with the braille. If it's going to make their life easier and help them in their overall functions, you go for it. What about the cognitive aids? The computers, the iPads, the iPhones, some of them have beautiful apps. You can help your child to read, your child to listen, your child for auditory training. We can't do it without the computers. It's like a window into the outside world. It is filled with both the good and the bad, but you can explore the good. Now we're all staying at home. Nobody is going to school. But we still have online classes, online therapies. Do you understand? So you cannot say you're at home and your child is not learning. They have autism apps for communication, speech prompters, things, even cognitive enlightenment. Things as simple as ABCDs can be sung in a very interesting manner for your child to learn. How to read. You can use even if you don't have a computer, use your phone. What about the phone as an assistive devices, even for safety? Your adolescent should know how to use the phone, should know your phone number if that child is talking. Even if they're not talking, they can learn how to write it down in case of emergencies. So even when you call on phone, they can learn how to use the phone. For those that are not able to write, but they can type, some of our kids have dysgraphia, they're not able to write. Nothing stops them from learning how to type. And you start now to teach them. It's not when they become adolescents. How to at least write A, B, C, D to Z, how to write 1, 2, 3, all those things on the computer. What about Encarta kids? You can go to any level to teach your child. Okay, for example, they've gone to school and they've taught them something, for example, amphibians. And of course, abstracts. Our children don't do well with abstracts. Nothing stops you from using this computer, all right, to show them the video of amphibians. And by the time they watch the movie, they shot 2 minutes, 3 minutes videos on amphibians. It's gonna stick and they can be able to take exams. Do you understand? Then you make them watch. You have to be very, very careful because some of our kids are getting into porns and they are vulnerable to pedophiles because nobody is assessing and checking what they are using their phone for because they're adolescents. So you need to be able to track it, and you need to be able to encourage them. For those that have been able to get into higher institutions and they're not able to copy notes, the teachers can give them their notes in hard drives, in CDs, or even to give it to them for them to save in their computer and read it. If they're not able to copy, give it to them to use the computer to read. So you can, even in higher, like I said, in universities, for those that want to go into vocational training, you still need your computers to assess more and see what is available for your child. Like I said, if you don't have computer, you can have your phones, you can use it. Even the projectors, I know in classrooms, some schools use the projectors to make it bigger and students appreciate it more. What about, you have a lot of games in your computer, in your phones, memory games, word app games. Children can use to enhance their speech, enhance themselves. What about the social stories? You can also get them from the computers that will help them, teach them about behavior, about behavior, social skills, how to talk to people, all these nursery rhymes, very, very important. What about the radios, the CDs? You can actually use CDs to play in your car, this calming music for children. They are still learning about it because children learn through songs. What about the screen readers? We have apps on the computer that when you type something, it will read it out for you. And then children that are not able to listen, you also have apps that when you talk to the phone or to the computer, it will say it right back to you. So when the child says, that cat will now reply the same thing, and they're, ooh, he's talking, he's saying something after me, and it makes them interested in what is happening around them. What about, there's so many things you can use for our special needs children to assist them in daily life. So let's come to the house. Let's come to the home. Now, what about the microwave? It's still an assistive device. If they're not able to, in terms of kitchenwares, if they're not able to warm the food every time, do you understand? And you can afford it for them. Is a faster way because they need to learn time management and they might not be able to do so. It's a faster way to bring things out from the freezer and put in the microwave. For it to microwave their food faster instead of using the pot and then it will get burnt. It will help them in future. Sometimes people are lucky enough to have washing machine, but that does not mean that you will not teach the child how to wash. It's just an assistive device that if your child is not able to wash, even an adolescent is struggling with education and all that, you can also use it, especially for heavy duty ways. Then the television. The television is very important. I know. Don't give them televisions and put it in their rooms. It's very distracting. It can cause obesity because they become couch potatoes. But television is a way you can teach the children how to bond together. You can actually watch television for 2 hours, for 1 hour, their favorite films. You can even bring out films. It's an opportunity for you to watch something as a family and then use it to communicate and discuss things. I remember the days of Ben 10. Oh my God, because we have children and we have adolescents. You have to watch all those things so that when they come to the center, when they come to the hospitals, you have a common ground. to something to discuss with them, something they can relate with. And then when they go to school and they see their peers talking about maybe Ben 10, Avengers, and Ladybug and the Cat Noir, at least it will pique their interest. They will know, oh, somebody's talking about something I've watched before. Bumblebees and all that, Jim Jams. You still have to watch it via the computers. It's very important. And even when you want to, for adolescents, you can actually give them things to go and make up presentations. They'll come and present it in the house. Even if it's 2 slides, 3 slides, you are training them for the future. Oh, you want to eat something? Go and show me where you want to eat it. Okay, go to the computer and type it out for me. So everything depends on the level of the child. As the child is growing, you're adding more and more to that child. For any assistive device you have in the house, you keep on improving on it. So the computer software is very, very important. For those that have sensory issues, there's a heavy weight they can use. Even for those that have auditory sensory processing disorders, you can do learning therapy for them using the computers and the ear mufflers. It helps them a lot. Then what about the writing? Some find it very difficult to write. So you can even use pencil grip, special ones made for them to help them grip the pencil better and be able to write better. Some of them are not able to read. They have dyslexia as a specifier. You can still get apps that can help them read, understand the individual words and be able to read. So dear parents, if you can afford any form of assistive devices, anyone you can afford to help your child without it being abused, please go for it, because we want to equip our children with information and ways they can adapt in the environment and be able to solve problems on their own, learn how to become self-sufficient, learn how to even make that money when they become adults so that they can take care of themselves and become less a burden to the people they are living with, especially when we as parents are no longer there. Thank you very much for listening, and please comment and type in your comments on other ways, other assistive devices that can help our special needs children become much more better, because ultimately being independent and helping themselves as adults is our goal. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Bye bye.